Is there really a kid crying outside?
Okay, so lots of thunder going on in the background. That's fun. I have to talk after this. I don't wanna. Hi everyone, it's Oliver, otherwise known as OJ Slay on Instagram. I use they, them pronouns, and welcome back to my channel. Alright, so for today's video, I'm going to be getting in drag because I'm grand marshalling a drive-by car parade that is in a town near me today, and I have to get ready for it, and I thought I'd bring you guys along on the journey. So I haven't really gotten like in drag in a long time, so this should be interesting. I don't really have a plan for what I'm doing. I did, however, style the hair last night, and I have the dress that I'll be wearing picked out. So if you want to see me go on this journey and see what it's really like to get in drag for me, then keep on watching. Alright, so for me, I like to shave right before I do my makeup so that I have the closest shave possible. And I'm also going to shower so that my hair is wet so it's easier to pull back to get a wig cap on. So I'm gonna go shave and shower, and I will be right back to start on the makeup. Alright, so I am now freshly shaven, but now I want to pull this hair back a little bit to get it out of the way so it's easier to put my wig cap on when it's time. So I take this like comb that has lots and lots of little teeth that I use on my wigs a lot to get like a really sleek edge, and I'm just gonna pull like the top of my hair directly back. The top of this hair is kind of like a ponytail, so I want this to be as flat as possible. I'm gonna do a similar thing with the hair in the back of my head. Another ponytail right on top, and then like kind of turning it into a little bun. So that's what it looks like. Little boop. And now that my hair is back a little bit, I can get started on the makeup. I'm gonna moisturize really quick. This is the Banana Souffle Moisturizer by Glow Recipe. I'm also gonna take a little bit of the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream, and not that much. Just put it really just like where I want to look the most dewy. Oh, I have to glue down my brows. I don't know what the fuck I think I was doing. Alright, so I fully just like started my makeup as if it was a normal day, but it's not. I'm getting in drag. So if you saw my SpongeBob video, this is going to be similar. I'm just gluing down my brows. First, I'm taking a little bit of alcohol on a cotton pad. I'm just going to go through my brow so I take off the moisturizer I just applied to that specific area. Alright, now I want that to dry a little bit. And now that that's dried, I'm going to take an Elmer's glue stick, the purple one of course, and go really rough into the brow. There's literally someone being so loud right outside my window and I can't stand it. Now that I have like a nice layer on top of that one that's drying, I'm going to start the other one. I'm just fanning in between the layers. While we're here, I hope you guys have entered in the giveaway that's on my channel. If you haven't, go ahead and look back to the video that's titled Makeup Giveaway. Alright, so now while this layer of glue is drying, I'm going to begin the color correction process down here. So I'm just going to do little dots everywhere so that when I blend it out, I kind of just have a hue of orange. I do want to make sure that my specifically sideburns are covered because I'm wearing blonde hair today. And now I'm going to go back to gluing.
Is there really a kid crying outside?
So while that's drying again, I'm going to take the Tatcha primer and just start to prime the lower half of my face. I don't know why I'm priming after I did color correction, but you know, I am, so we're all just gonna have to deal with it. So now that I have a little bit of primer on, I'm taking the Krylon TV paint stick. I want to be full coverage today, so I'm just going to swipe this on, and I'm gonna grab a dense foundation brush and start to buff this out. This is the Y6 from Morphe. And I'm gonna go back to blending that in a sec, but now I'm going to do my final layer where I lick the glue stick so it's extra thin. So now while that's beginning to dry, I just took a little bit more alcohol on a cotton pad, and I'm going to get the excess glue that's around the eyebrow but not on the eyebrow. I'm just going to go over it and try to remove it. And then now that this is beginning to set, I'm going to go in with that setting powder, a lot of it, and press onto the brow. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing to the other side and I'll be right back. Alright, so now that both my brows are covered, I can dust off the extra powder, I'm going to begin the color correction process on the brows. I'm going to take this darker concealer that's really warm and see how this works. So since that didn't work, I'm actually going to still use a little bit of that concealer and put it on a palette in front of me. And then I'm going to mix in a little bit of the Dragon Beauty color corrector. And so now I have like an orangey hued concealer. Okay, so I see that they're still pretty visible, but I actually think it's going to be good enough because there's going to be eyeshadow base and foundation on top of this. So I'm going to keep moving on. So I'm going to take a little bit of the paint stick on my nose, on my forehead, gently in the same motion as I did with the glue stick on top of the brow, and across my upper lip. Then using the same brush that I did before, just blending it in. Alright, so it's looking like I'm having one really good brow and one not good brow covering. There's nothing I can do about it, so I'm just going to have to move on. Now I'm going to take a little bit of the Beauty Blender foundation and I'm going to put it on top of the foundation that I just applied. And this time I'm just going to use a Beauty Blender to blend it out. Okay, so the thing about this braid is it's drive-by. Because obviously social distance. And the other thing is that it might rain. So I want to make sure this makeup is fairly long wear just in case I do get rained on. So I'm going to use a concealer that I haven't used in forever, which is the Tarte Shape Tape. So I'm just going to take this on my high points. I'm even going to wing it out just a little bit. So that's all the concealer I'm going to use to start. I'm probably going to build on top of it, but I want to go slow. So I'm going to take a Beauty Blender and just blend out the concealer that I just put on. This concealer is sickening. I haven't used it in forever because I went through a dry phase and this was just too dry for me. So I actually have two Beauty Blenders here. I have a little one and a big one. Now that I have that mostly blended out, I'm just going to go over it with the big one. Make sure that it's pretty seamless. Oh, and like, let's not forget my forehead. Oh, and my nose. Oh my god, I literally keep forgetting things. Alright, so now I'm going to take the Hoola contour stick and do a little bit of cream contouring. So the way I like to do stuff like this is start off with a brush blending things out so I'm really precise, and then soften it up with a Beauty Blender afterwards. And then with this, instead of doing streaks, I'm actually just doing dots. Actually, I do a line on the jaw. That's a lie. I do a line right here. But everywhere else, I just bounce. Bounce and blend, girl. Bounce and blend. So like this is where I get it to with a brush, like kind of harsh. And then I go over it with a Beauty Blender. And then I end up with this more blended look. So now I want to set my face so that I can get to working on the brows. So I'm going to take Maybelline Fit Me in shades 15 and 20. Alright, so now that my face is cooking at 350, it's time to move on to brows. Now for brows, I've been using the same brush for years and years. This is the number 20 brush from Sephora collection. So I'm actually going to start with the shade Meh from Mama Mitchell and Beauty Bay. It's that one right there. And just start to build the shape that I want. I don't know why this brow is giving me so much trouble, but it really is. You know what? Cut the cameras. Alright, so some hairs were coming up on this brow. And I'm not okay with it. So, and try to save this brow. I'm actually going to do the brows off camera because they're going to take forever, but I will keep you updated. So I'm just taking shade 2 and really bringing it right up to the brow and making sure I get it out here because I want to have a fairly winged out shape for this eyeshadow. Alright, so now I'm going to take the Glow Gal paint from P. Louise and Mitchell and take it on an M506 and start to build the shape of the shadow that I want. Alright, so this is the shape I'm going to start off with, and we'll see where it goes. First shade I'm going to take is Wifey, which is this magenta shade right here. I'm going to take it on a JH40 brush from Morphe, and I'm going to actually start like along this shape that I built at the top. Now I'm going to take a little bit of a fluffier brush. This is the M456, excuse me. And I'm going to take this like really bright pink called Funky. Get funky with it. And I'm going to, I'm basically doing the 50-50 method, if you know what that is. You take each shade and you blend 50% of it on top of your last shade and 50% of it onto the base that's next to your last shade. So I'm basically doing that with this shade. Okay, so I like where I'm getting with this. I'm actually going to reinforce that same shade, just go over it with Morning Glory, and then I'm going to take Milkshake and blend it even further. Blending shadows on top of glued down brows will forever and always annoy me. Alright, so now that I have like the top parts of this blend where I want them, I'm going to actually build down. When I do drag, I like to start with my middle shade, like my not deepest, not lightest, but the middle shades. And then build up like I just did, and now I'm going to build down and get into deep purples and maybe even some black. So I'm taking another M456 and I'm going to dip into Guilty, which is just like Wifey except even darker. And I'm going to really accentuate this crease and try to continue to build more definition. Okay, so now that I have Guilty down there, I think I've decided that I'm going to take the shade Wasted, which is this deep purple right here, and try to get really close to the lash line so that I can add a little bit of black. So I can't believe what I just did. The mirror on this palette broke and the glass is getting into the eyeshadows, and I ripped it off. So now I just have this palette, which is great. Like, who needs a lid for their palette? It was just an impulse and I did it. So now I'm going to keep building the purple. And then I'm going to take a pencil brush and take the tiniest bit of black. I'm going to take Mafia from the Mitchell palette, and I'm just going to take it right on the outer corner. I'm going to take the P. Louise and Mitchell like flat brush, and I'm going to take their paint in the shade Blank Canvas, which is their nude one. And this is my favorite product for cutting the crease. So I'm going to cut the crease off camera and I'll be back. So now it's time to blend the mattes back in with this. So I'm just going to do like the purple and the deeper fuchsias. So I'm actually just going to leave this crease cut for a second while I do the lower lash line. I'm going to do it off camera because it's basically just going to be the same shadows as the lid, and I'll be right back. Alright, so this is the lower lash line. Ugh, I'm gonna have to do this all again on the other eye. Now that I have everything on, I'm going to take a packer brush. This one is by Luxie. So from the Mitchell palette, I'm gonna take this magenta shimmer called Michelle. And I'm not gonna bring that all the way to the front. I'm gonna kind of keep it kind of like my transition shimmer shade. So now I've been using this shade a lot from the Cremated palette. The shade called Afterlife, which is right here. And I'm going to take that and set the inner more part of the cut crease. I'm going to go do the other eye and I will be back in like half an hour or something. Alright, so that is where I'm going to leave the eyes for now, and I'm going to move on to the face. This eye is definitely better than this eye, but we don't have to talk about that. So for the face, I'm going to start with bronzer. This is the Marc Jacobs Tantastic. Alright, so now that I'm bronzed, I'm going to start to go in with contour. I'm going to start building with these two shades, and eventually I'll get into the deepest shade. And I'm taking them on an M405, I believe. I'm really excited for the blush on this look because whenever I do a bright pink eyeshadow, I do a brighter pink blush, like, let's be honest. So I'm very excited for that. And now while I contour the rest of my face, I'm actually going to bake the nose. Now I'm going to take the deepest contour shade and just get the really most deep parts that I want. I'm actually just going to take a little bit and dab it in, and then I'm going to blend it out in a sec. Comment down below if you've ever tried drag makeup, because it's very different from normal makeup, but at the same time it's super similar. It's just like more dramatic. So now I'm taking my blush brush, the E4 from Morphe, and I'm going to dip into Morning Glory, which is the bright pink, and kind of go heavy. So now that I have Morning Glory on my brush, here we go. Ready? This just sends me. Alright, so now that I have this intense blush on, I'm going to take my bronzer brush and just go over both of the contour and the blush and make sure that they are melded together. So now on this tiny brush, I'm dipping into the Blank Canvas paint, the same stuff I used to cut the crease. Put a dot right at the tip of the nose, and then a line on the bridge. And then I'm just patting it out a little. I'm also going to reinforce the contour on the nose just a little bit. So now it's time for final steps of the makeup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this liquid eyeshadow from Pixie Beauty in the shade Rose Gold. I got this tip from Monet Exchange in one of her makeup tutorials. And I'm taking it on an eyeliner brush. And I'm just gonna make a line like right on my lower lash line. All right, so I just did some liner and mascara, and it's time for lips. As I'm sure you've guessed by now, this look is all about pink. My dress is also pink, so I'm going to be doing one of my all-time favorite pink lip combos. I line it with Jeffree Star in the shade Calabasas. So I basically just put this all over my lips. Okay, so lots of thunder going on in the background, that's fun. And what I think I'm gonna do today is take the Haus Labs lip pencil in the shade Hot Rod. This is a neon pink, and I'm just gonna put that on. Alright, so I have this lipstick on, but I also want a little more neon pink, so I'm taking the shade Girl Crush from Sugar Pill. This is like electric. Now, that's where I'm gonna leave the lips for now. Once I have my hair and outfit on, I will go into the shade Pretty Please from Fenty, which is that bright pink gloss. But now let's highlight. So to start off the highlight, I'm gonna go in with the shade Michelle, which was that like hot metallic pink, and I'm just gonna put that like over the blush just so I get some life back over there. So now that I've created like a base to blend in with, I'm gonna go in again with the shade Afterlife, which is the same shade that I put on my lid, and I'm going to highlight. This is a really great shade for highlighter. All right, so I think we're pretty much done with the makeup. I will put lashes on once I have hair on, but now I'm gonna take the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray and just drench myself in this stuff. So I'm gonna go put on the hair, and I'll be back in a little. Right, so here's the hair. It's really long and curly. It's a human unit that I built and styled I built it a while ago, and I just styled it last night, and I laid it pretty poorly just now. But that's okay because I'm running out of time, and now it's hailing outside. So I don't really know how I'm gonna be doing this. Maybe I'll get like hit in the face with some ice. It's great, yay, okay, period. Now it's time for lashes. So I have here with me a 301, and I have a pair of Ardell 3D Foam Ink in style 854. This is gonna be my base lash, and I'm gonna take some of the spikes off of the 301 and stack them on here. I'm actually gonna use the 4 shortest spikes, and I'm gonna cut them up individually and place them on the outer half of the base lash. So I'll do that, and I will be back. I'm running out of time! Alright, so while those lashes dry, because I just had to stack them, I'm just gonna pop on this gloss because I have the hair on now. Just gives me so much life. You could never. Except you could. You should. You should. Oh my god. This lip combo just makes me so happy. I have to tuck after this. I don't wanna. Period! Oh my gosh. Here are the lashes. Now, I'm gonna go tuck. Which I'm super excited about. I'm probably gonna pop in some earrings, put on the dress, and we will finish up the video. Alright, so this is the final look. I'm gonna pop some earrings on while I'm in the car. I just put on these press-on nails in like 2 minutes because I'm about to be late. But, oh, I lost a nail. Okay, stay on, girl. The rain has stopped for a second, so hopefully it stays gone, and I will be okay. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone. Alright, hi, everyone. So, I know I filmed an outro before, but here I am. So the gorgeous like curly hair that I had is no longer curled. My brows are uplifted because it rained. It rained. So it was sunny and looked great, and it looked like we were gonna get through it and it was gonna go around us. And plot twist, right when we started driving, I was sitting on the roof of a car through the sunroof, and it started pouring. So I was just waving on the roof with an umbrella in my hand, and it was pouring rain. So maybe I'll insert some pictures here of what happened. Woo! If you want to see more from me, watch another video, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye, everyone. Did you want something? I don't care.